state your name, please, sir?
Peter Kalbacker. I live at 362 Snorkel Way in Myrtle Beach. So what I'm going to say is not going to be agreeable with all of you, and I don't care. I think a state of emergency should be declared. I think the resignation of the mayor, the city manager, and the city council should come forward. I believe that Horry County should appoint an interim administrator as soon as possible. I believe that the governor should bring in the state police. New elections within 30 days. Suspend the city attorney. Get rid of the Chamber of Commerce. City gun control. The drug problem should be addressed as a medical problem. No more special deals for these major corporations. Myrtle Beach can stand on its own. This is a city. This is not a tourist town. This is Myrtle Beach City. You all need to start acting like a city. You all need to start taking care of business. Not land development, not deals on the side, not nefarious activities. You need to start taking care of your citizens, your small businesses, and the people that come here to enjoy this wonderful town. Now, a lot of you are just going to try to shut it down, pass it off. Maybe the media can put a nice spin on it. But guess what? In this day and age, we all know about it, and the United States all knows about it. So I want to ask you now to change. Think about what's going on in your hearts, and if you can't handle this, move on and let some other people that are willing to do something about it step forward. Thank you all.
Hey there, my name is Joe Cooper. I live at 510 4th Avenue North in Myrtle Beach. Lifelong resident here. Was born here 58 years ago. Everyone in this room, and it is packed, is here because we are residents and business people in Myrtle Beach. It's all wonderful that you're wanting to do things to stop the bleeding with the tourist industry. What are you going to do for the residents? What are you going to do for us? And when are you going to do it? We're going to hold your feet to the fire. Elections are coming up. A lot of you, I either know you personally or I'm related to you, but I don't care. When elections come around, you better be on the ball and start showing us that you're going to do something for us. Yeah. When you drop a rock in the water, the first little ripples are right there around the rock, and we are that little ripple. What happens with the tourist industry, it'll all go to pot if you don't have us in here backing it. I work at the mall. I've worked there for 14 years. There's been shootings at that mall. People that live here won't come to the mall. But do you think it's like nobody cares? I really feel that way, and it's horrible. It's awful to live in a town where it's that type of atmosphere around it. Do something for us.
My name is Mark McBride. I live at 5614 Marion Circle. And just a personal thing. You know, I've been gone for 12 years. Maybe it'd be nice if y'all put my picture up there on the wall one of these days. I want to start off by saying thank you to Bubba. If it wasn't for Bubba Henson and his video, we wouldn't be here today. Because y'all have all those cameras all over, and I haven't seen one of those cameras ever show anything what was shown the other night. And how many incidents have taken place that we don't even know about. And I appreciate the chairman, Mr. Lazarus, being up here. I appreciate him offering, but he has his own problems. He doesn't need to send his officers to Myrtle Beach. He has problems all over the county. He doesn't have enough cops in the county to take care of his problems. This is your problem. I appreciate Mr. Dean being here, and we're going to get to Mr. Dean. There's some statistics. And you know, one day, I'm not the smartest person, but one day I was sitting there thinking, there's got to be a number of how many police officers are for number of residents. So I Googled it. It came up, FBI statistics, really interesting, real quick. Came out the average of the 600 cities over 50,000 that reports their number of officers came out to an average of 15 or 16 people for every 10,000 officers. If we use Mr. Crew as not, well, where's Mr. Crew at? Well, anyway, wherever he's hiding. If you use the 15 times his number of 200,000 to 300,000 people, that's 25 times 15 or 16, that's 400 officers would be the average. Y'all hadn't put really any officers on since I left. We have about 210 officers. In 2014, you funded officers and they were able to fill those positions in the last 3 years. And it's an embarrassment. You just passed a budget for 5 new officers. But yet you're going to take the handout from the county? It's your job to put people on the street. And I want to make it perfectly clear, I completely support the blue. I've never been against the police department. I've supported the police department. My issue is with the administration within the police department and what they've allowed the people to do and to do their job. And I'm sorry, Mr. Peterson, if this is your new direction, you've been in it 60 days now. This started at Easter, 60 days later, and it's the worst shooting incident in the city's history. It ain't working. And that's a management issue. But now to get to the solution. Every one of you stood here and heard the CEO of the Chamber of Commerce say that he was here to do whatever this body, all y'all ran on how safe the city was and we had no problems. We had all the law enforcement we needed. And I want to give credit to Chief Gall. He said over the last couple of weeks before he left, the problems have been building and he's needed more officers. So this is not a new issue. This didn't just happen. But the CEO of the chamber said if this body goes to him and asks a request, he will fill it and see that it happens. And I'm going to do the same thing I did in my council election in 2015, and I'm going to ask you to use the ad tax, the Brad tax, the tourism development fee, whatever you want to call it. Take $20 million, take half that money, put it back into the city for public safety. And it can be done. It can be absolutely quickly done. I've talked to senators across the state, and they said, hey, if your council is stupid enough to put a 12% tax increase, a sales tax increase on the residents without a referendum, however they want to use it, that's your business. Y'all did that. Okay? So that's, I'm not going to fight it anymore, but let's just use it for a better use of money. You go in and change a couple of lines and allow the permitted use to be for public safety compensation. Not so the department can go build new buildings, buy new cars, the latest guns, and more cameras. Only compensation. With $4.5 million, you can put on 100 new officers, not 5, or the 10 you've never been able to fill. You can put 100 new officers on. That leaves money left over for pay raises and actually to be able to pay people to come during Memorial Day. And that all comes from our delegation. Y'all come together today and say, Brad, we want to use that money for the city. Now we have to have the state law changed. And I want to thank Senator Rankin for being here. And I hope he has a change of heart. Because when I asked him during the election in 2015, I called the senator in his office and said, Luke and I have been in Sunday school class together. We've trained together. We have a relationship that goes way back. I said, Luke, could you support using that money for public safety? There was a pause on the phone. He said, no, what are you smoking crack? So I hope the senator's changed his mind. Instead of smoking crack, that you'll use the advertising money for public safety. He sponsored 483, and then the one that was the co-sponsoring in the House was Representative Clemens. I went to Clemens' office and called him 3 times, and the representative wouldn't even call me back about using this money for public safety. So I want to thank y'all for being here today, and please, I'm asking as kindly as I can, use the ad tax money for public safety. They said they will do it. He'll take any thing. You'll go to the delegation, they'll fight for you. It's an embarrassment that governor's coming down here to tell y'all how to run the city.
First of all, I researched. Our police department here is in the top 20 worst paying police departments in the entire country as a city. Everybody brags here how Myrtle Beach in the spring and summertime brings in millions and millions and millions of people, like we're a national city, like New York or Chicago or LA. Well, if that's the case, they need to start getting paid like them. Now, gentlemen and ladies and gentlemen, I'm asking you to take a stand today. This is the positions that you all wanted to get voted here on, and you wanted to make a difference. Well, I don't see any differences happen in the 4 short years I've been here. So I'm asking you to make the difference today. But if you don't take a stand and you don't do the correct things, whether it's the Chamber of Commerce getting all this extra money and all this nonsense, it's all got to stop. Everything has to be a 360-degree turnaround. And I'm sorry, but I brought up that position that I've only here 4 short years. And if I'm able to find out this much, and I know much, much more, it goes really deep.
My name is Jerry Cox. I live at 3782 Sweet Gum Street in Myrtle Beach. I am a transplant. I've been here about 3 years. I am retired from Virginia State Police. I was injured on duty and retired on disability, so I have done the job. I realize that if you're going to have more officers, fine, you probably do need more officers. More funding for their pay, it's fine, but we also need officers that are going to do the job. I've not been very impressed with what I've seen on the officers.
Hi, my name is Janice Raines. I'm a lifelong resident of Myrtle Beach. I was born here, live in the city limits now, and my family, they used to own businesses here several decades ago. The problems arise when there are not enough of them. Is that their fault? Absolutely not. It is the city's responsibility to adequately staff the police force to protect its tourists and residents. Unfortunately, that is not happening in Myrtle Beach. The money that is paid for ads to promote tourism should be paying police officer salaries. According to an article in a local newspaper, Mayor Rhodes was distraught about the shooting video going viral. I'm glad that it went viral. Outsiders, they need to know what is actually going on in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I would hate to be a tourist spending thousands of dollars on a family vacation and end up in the middle of a war zone. Mayor Rhodes is worried about money, period. Not innocent lives, not our residents, not our law enforcement, first responders, not our safety, nor our city. Just money. Open your eyes, Mr. Mayor. Our city already looks bad to the entire nation. That viral video, it only depicted a minute portion of how bad the criminal activity really is in Myrtle Beach. Everyone, please remember this in November. Our 3-term mayor needs to be shown the door. Please vote for change and shut the door on Mr. Rhodes in November.